Welcome to This Explainer. If you are in sales, especially dialing for AIIA Seek Provide, you already know the intense pressure of that ringing phone. Today, we're not just going to talk about staying motivated. We're going to break down the actual physiological delivery mechanisms and script-ready words that top performers use to build immediate trust and close more deals. 7 seconds. That's literally all you have. You have exactly 7 seconds to make a winning first impression on the phone. Before your prospect even processes that perfectly crafted script you're reading, their brain has already judged your confidence, your authenticity, and honestly, whether or not they're about to hang up on you. All right, here's our game plan for today. We're going to hit the 7-second rule, break down the CE principle, look at the power of the icebreaker, build your 30-second blueprint, and wrap it all up with some real-world practice drills. Let's dive right in. Section 1, the 7-second rule. Okay, let's look at the hard data here. Did you know a massive 38% of your message relies purely on your vocal tone? Not your words, your tone. You could literally have the greatest value prop in the entire world, but if you sound flat, they are not buying. Add to that the fact that customers are 5 times more likely to stay engaged with enthusiastic reps, and the absolute best part, smiling and bringing that genuine energy costs you $0, but the return is huge. Moving on to Section 2, the CE principle. So what exactly is the SEE principle? It stands for smile, eye contact, and enthusiasm. And listen, this isn't just some cheesy motivational fluff, okay? It's a physiological tool designed to instantly reset your vocal tone. When you're grinding through 50 dials for AIIA Seek Provide, you can't just cross your fingers and hope you're in a good mood. You need a repeatable system to lock in that perfect delivery right out of the gate. There's a real reason why the absolute best sales managers literally tape physical mirrors to their reps' desks. It is not about vanity. Your face is an instrument. When you physically force a smile, your brain actually releases dopamine and serotonin that melts away your stress, elevates your pitch, and your customer can quite literally hear that biological shift happening through the phone. Let's break this down into 5 really simple steps. Having that mirror catches your resting, stressed face before you even dial. But step 2 is huge. Stand up. Just popping out of your chair can boost your vocal energy by up to 20%. Crazy, right? And step 5 is basically a superpower. When you get a cold response or hit a wall of resistance, smile wider. It forces your tone to stay warm and completely kills their defensiveness. We all know that smile killer feeling, right? That pre-call anxiety that gives you a panic look and a completely rushed flat opening? Well, the fix is not just blindly powering through it. The fix is a deliberate 30-second breathing reset before you hit call. That tiny little pause between your last bad call and your next opportunity, that is exactly where champions are made. Now let's talk about the E for eye contact. You might be thinking, eye contact on a phone call? But on the phone, your undivided, distraction-free presence is your eye contact. Think about it. If you're in a face-to-face meeting and looking at your phone, it totally breaks trust. Clicking through open tabs while on a call does the exact same thing. Close the tabs, put your cell phone face down, use active listening cues like, I hear you, and don't be afraid to use a strategic 2-second silence instead of rushing to fill the dead air. And that brings us to enthusiasm. Just like Ralph Waldo Emerson says here, nothing great was ever achieved without it. In sales, enthusiasm spreads like wildfire. If you genuinely believe in how AIIA Seek Provide helps people, and you focus on their win instead of just your quota, that natural excitement is going to make your prospects sit up, lean in, and really listen to you. All right, Section 3, the power of the icebreaker. Look, your prospect is probably getting dozens of calls a week. Their guard is way up. That's exactly where an icebreaker comes in. It acts as a psychological pattern interrupt. When you ask a quick, genuine question, you completely short-circuit their automated sales defense mode. It tells them, hey, I see you as a human, not just another row on my spreadsheet. And there's actual biology behind why this works. Asking a brief personal question literally lowers their cortisol. That's the stress hormone. It makes them feel safe. And because humans are totally wired for reciprocity, offering warmth first compels them to subconsciously return it. They relax, they share more, and boom, you've got the exact roadmap you need to navigate the rest of the call. Check out how these specific approaches work. They aren't robotic. They invite a response, but they don't hijack the conversation. Remember, an icebreaker has to be 1 or 2 sentences max. Take the honest approach, for example. I'll be upfront, this is a sales call, but I think you'll actually like what I have. Got 30 seconds? It totally shatters their expectation of a sneaky salesperson and builds instant credibility. It's a real game changer.
Section 4. The 30-second blueprint.
So how do we put this all together? Here's your chronological map for the perfect 30-second opening. You start before the phone even rings with a 5-second reset. Smile, stand up, breathe. Then hit him with a warm 5-second greeting full of real energy. Check for permission, drop your 10-second icebreaker, smoothly pivot to why you're calling, and then hand the mic right over to them with an open question. It's intentional, it's structured, and it is highly effective. Finally, Section 5. Practice drills. So, what are you going to do differently on your next dial? You have to build muscle memory. Try the mirror drill. It takes just 2 minutes a day. Literally watch yourself smile while practicing your opening line 5 times. Then there's the icebreaker sprint, which takes 5 minutes to jot down 3 fresh situational icebreakers for the next day. These quick drills guarantee that warmth and presence become your default setting, rather than something you have to actively fake. I want to leave you with one final thought to anchor all of this. Before you dial that next number, ask yourself, are you ready to help someone today? Shift your posture, find that real smile, and completely switch your mindset from selling to solving. But really think about this. If 38% of your success relies entirely on your tone, what other subconscious signals are you sending your prospects without even realizing it? Let that sink in before you pick up the phone. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.